I know I haven't filmed a video for a really long time. I think it was, I don't even remember the last video that I put up. It was probably earlier in 2021. I was just getting a little bit bogged down with kind of my schedule. I was trying to upload twice a week, and with being a full-time real estate agent in Colorado, that was my full-time job. So if you need some help in Colorado, I'm your man. All my contact information is down below. But anyway, trying to juggle both of those was a little bit much for me. So anyway, I took a break and now we're back because I really do like filming, and I really, off camera, I've been trying new things, new techniques and new products, and I will upload my current routine after this. But I wanted to end 2021 with the products that I have been liking a lot, and I wanted to share that with you to end out the year. So anyway, yeah, I am back and nothing has changed. My dog is back here, so if he's moving around, don't freak out too much. And so yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, I think that I'm kind of gonna go into in order of what you put on your face and what I'm enjoying right now. Right now, I'm enjoying the Fenty Skin Moisturizer. I think I talked to you guys about this earlier in the year. It's got SPF in it. It's pretty affordable. I think it's $35. I think the insert's like $30. So I like this. It's just a little bit light for me in the winter time. So I mix it with the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream. I just do a little pump of this and then a couple of pumps of this for the SPF. But this is definitely really good in the summer when you don't need as much moisture, but my skin is really dry. It's really combo, so it's like really dry, really oily. It's a hot mess basically. So I do a little bit of this because this has like tons of moisture in it, and I just really need a lot of moisture for the winter. So these are the moisturizers that I've been liking a lot. As far as makeup goes, I really haven't been doing too much. So basically right now all I do is a primer, and then I'll do concealer. So I'll go through both of those right now, the ones that I'm liking. So I do like the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Prime Blur and Smooth primer. And so this one is really nice because it's, I like it kind of during the winter because it's not mattifying, it's not overly drying. Like I said, during the winter, I have really dry skin. So I'll put it on the back of my hand. It does have a little bit of a white tint to it, not tint, but colorless. So when you do put it on the face, like it can have a little tiny bit of like a white, not cast, but like it will make your skin look a little bit lighter. So if you're using this during the summer and you're putting this on and your body's really dark, it may make your face just a little bit lighter than your body. But I do like this because it's pretty moisturizing. It does really blur the skin. You will need to touch up with this if you're oily like me throughout the day, like with the powder. But anyway, I really like this. So this is the Maybelline Master Prime. The other one that I'm really liking is the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock. It's this one. So I like this one because it is mattifying. So if I'm on a day that I feel like I'm gonna be really oily, then I will use this, and I really do like it. So it is white as well. So again, it will do that little, it will make your skin just a little bit lighter than your body when you put it on. So I probably wouldn't use this during the summer. I really haven't figured out a summer primer yet that I really like, that doesn't have that like white tint to it, that's, makes your face a little bit lighter, but I will figure that out. My plan is to actually order a bunch of primers and try them out on camera and test them out and let you know which ones I like the best, since that is kind of my vibe right now. I'm just doing a primer, concealer, and then touching up throughout the day. So that is my plan for the year, 2021. And so I will work on that for you guys and find the best primers. But these two primers are from the drugstore. They are affordable, and these are my two favorites right now. So I do have two other primers. So I have the Wet n Wild face primer matte. That was confusing for me. I do really like this one, but this one will keep you matte. Like it is like sucks the life out of your skin, but it does keep you nice and oil controlled. This doesn't really mix with the Fenty concealer that I like to use. It does get a little like cakey, chalky with that one, so be careful of that. And also be careful because it comes out like there's a big hole here and it just like runs out. See, so like So be careful of that. Just be careful when you're pulling it out. But yeah, so it does have that white tint to it, but it does like lock in and like mattify your face. So if that's what you're looking for, I really like that one. And then we move into the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base. So Tati talked about this one and I was like, I have to try this out. Now I don't really like this one on its own, but if you are going to wear this underneath your like tinted moisturizer, or if you use a foundation or something like that, like this is amazing because it's supposed to, like it says on here that it mattifies, it hydrates, it blurs pores, it preps skin for long-lasting makeup, and it's impossibly silicone-free. So like it has a lot of claims and it really does do that. It does kind of moisturize, it does mattify, it does blur. Let me show you the texture because it is an interesting texture. So if you put it out on the back of your hand, so it is like a gel texture. It's very clear, so it doesn't give you that like white cast, and it feels really cooling. It's cool. It's awesome actually. But yeah, so I wouldn't use this on, it doesn't work for my skin on its own, but if you are using this for, you know, underneath some sort of makeup, I would definitely recommend this because it does mattify, it does moisturize, it does a lot of things, and it is really good, but I just didn't like the way that it looked on my skin by itself. So, okay, moving into concealer. The only concealer that I really liked of 2021 is the Fenty, what is it, Bright Fix Concealer. I use the peach shade because I have darkness under my eyes. I have it on right now, so you can't really tell. Hopefully you can't. But I use this. This is the only concealer that I've really liked throughout the year because it's so light and it does cover and it does moisturize and it sets itself. Like this is just amazing. Like it's not a heavy concealer that you can detect, like it just melts into the skin. So this is amazing. But yeah, I use the peach shade to color correct, and like I feel like it's really undetectable on the skin. So this is definitely, do not sleep on this. I'm gonna try, I just ordered some of the new light Morphe concealers, so I'm gonna try that on camera too, but this is solid. As far as foundations go, so you guys know that I was really into the powder foundations, and I've kind of steered away from that as I've been using them. Like makeup is kind of like an ebb and flow thing. Like it's snowing in Colorado, so they're shoveling outside. So if you can hear that, I'm so sorry if it's loud. Maybe it's just me that can hear it, but you guys know that I was using the powder foundations and trying all those out, and I really did like those for a minute, but I feel like they just looked like, I have really oily skin, so I'd have to keep reapplying or keep touching up throughout the day, and I feel like it made my skin even more oily. Like I feel like if I start with the powder base, then my skin is like, oh, we need to add moisture because we're like drying it out with the powder. So I'm gonna share with you guys which of the powder foundations that have made it through. I've tested a bunch off camera, I tested a bunch on camera, and I'm gonna share with you guys the ones that I really like, even though I don't really use the powder foundation method anymore. Now, sometimes I keep them in my car, the ones that I really like. So sometimes if I like need a little bit of coverage, like I'll add a little bit of powder foundation instead of a translucent powder. But yeah, let me share with you the ones that I like. I had to get up, so my dog is freaking out. He's like, what's going on? Hopefully he's not too distracting. So you guys all know that I love the Fenty powder foundation. This is the one that I started with. I I'd use 290, shade 290. It is disgusting, I'm so sorry. I really love this powder. It is like creamy, it goes on nicely. The only thing that I don't like about this is that it cakes up in the pan. I just hate that. So I have to like scrape a layer off to like get it. But then once you get it going, the actual powder, the actual product in here is absolutely amazing. Like it's the perfect color for my skin. It's not too heavy. Like it blurs imperfections. It is just, I love this. I love this. I just wish that it wasn't so cakey in the pan. Like it just gets like, with all the oils in your skin, it just gets mattified and like caked in there. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but this is a really good powder. Next up is the Patrick Star Turn Up the Base Versatile Foundation Powder. I use medium 5G, which is the shade apparently that Patrick uses. This is what it looks like. I love this powder. So when I first tried this out, I thought that it was too heavy for me, but it is a really good shade match for me, the medium 5G. It's a really good shade for me, and it's really not too heavy, and honestly, this is probably my favorite powder. if I was gonna use a powder foundation, this is one that I would use. Like, it's good for touch-ups, it's good for covering things up. It's just the right amount of coverage. It's not too heavy. And this is, I love the compact. It doesn't have like a sponge in it, so it doesn't have like extra components. This is really probably, honestly, my favorite powder of 2021. Okay, we're gonna move into the Makeup Forever Professional, let's see, the Matte Velvet Skin. This one, so I just love the packaging on this. It's sleek, it's black, it's got this like little clasp in there. You open it up and you have your little powder, you have your mirror, and then you have your sponge, you have your powder, and then you have your mirror. And this is what it looks like. This shade is a little bit dark for me, so I do use this, or I was using this during the summer. This powder foundation is really good, but it is coverage. Like, it is pretty heavy coverage. I'm sorry, my dog is probably so distracting. If you're looking for heavier coverage, then this is your go-to. Like, just find your shade. This is a little bit dark for me, but it is a really, really good powder. So I don't know if I would use this for touch-up just because it is heavy. I'd probably use a translucent after I set down the initial layer, but this is really, really good powder and awesome compact. I just love this compact. So the last powder foundation I'm gonna talk about is the Urban Decay Stay Naked, the Fix, and this is 50WY. This is a little bit yellow for me, so if I'm going to use a powder foundation, I'm probably gonna use this right now during the winter when my skin's a little bit lighter. I'll show you the color. Don't love the packaging on this because like the thing comes up with your sponge. Like, you know, I just hate that. I just wish they wouldn't include a sponge. Like, nobody uses it. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, this is the color. So it is a little bit yellow for me, but this, let me tell you, this powder blurs the skin. This powder blurs the skin. I haven't like used it too much, but the times that I have, I've really, really enjoyed it because it like blurs you out. Like, you look like perfect when you're setting this down. So this is definitely a really good one. Yeah, if you are looking to be like super, super blurred. I'm sorry I don't have any drugstore powder foundations. There wasn't any that I really kept in my collection, I don't think. I'm sorry that I kind of stuck to the higher end, but in my primers, at least I was all drugstore, and then the powder foundations were all kind of high end. So sorry about that, but that's just what I like. Let's move on to tinted moisturizer. So the only tinted moisturizer that I tried in 2021, I tried it on camera with you guys and I didn't really like it on camera, but I kept using it a little bit and I am absolutely in love with it. If you want more coverage than a powder foundation and you don't mind wearing a liquid and possibly getting it on like a shirt or, you know, a pillow or something like that, like it does have a little bit of a mess factor, but the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops, I am obsessed with. It is very light coverage, but it covers your imperfections, and I just absolutely love this. It blurs the pores. We're gonna go ahead and let the dog get settled for a second. He's a hot mess. Anyway, I love this if you're gonna use a tinted moisturizer. I think I'm gonna try out other tinted moisturizers throughout this year because I do enjoy this so much and, you know, enjoy filming. So I'd like to test them out for you guys. But this is the tinted moisturizer that I am digging for my favorites of 2021. So I haven't really been using brow gels. I did a whole video on reviews of brow gels for men, and I still hold true to the NYX Control Freak brow gel. This is a lighter brow gel that I really, really love, and it's affordable. So if you're gonna use a brow gel, use this one if you want lighter, and then the Benefit Cosmetics 24-hour brow setter. If you want your brows set and like not going anywhere, if you're going out dancing like this is it. So you have a drugstore from me and high end. As far as touch-up powders, so I was using and still am using the Fenty Universal. This one's almost gone. I have a new one actually in my backpack. But as you can see, this is really gross, I'm so sorry. But you can see it's got like a little bit of a lavender tint to it, which is nice. I don't like setting powders or touch-up powders that are completely stark white because I feel like, you know, I have tan skin. So if I'm putting this white powder on my face, it does look a little bit chalky on me. So I do like that this has a little bit of a tint, even though it does maybe just a hint. Like if I was using this to set my tinted moisturizer, it does end up being a little bit chalky on me, but as far as touching up during the day, it definitely controls oils and is a really nice powder. So just be aware of that. If you've got like my skin tone or darker, like I wouldn't use this like to set my tinted moisturizer, but touch-ups, awesome. And I just got the little brush that magnetizes in here, and the fresh one that I have in my backpack. I probably should have brought that one out, but it's really cool. So if you're doing touch-ups on the go, it's really cool. I've just started using the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm really liking it. I literally just started using it a few weeks ago, but I'm digging it so much. I'll show you the powder inside. So again, it's got that like a little bit yellowy tint. It's not like stark white. So my tan skin, like it doesn't look chalky on me. So I'm really digging this. And I haven't used it as a setting powder for tinted moisturizer, but as far as touch-ups throughout the day, this is like, it blurs, it's not too heavy. Like I'm really digging this. This is standout of 2021. I'm definitely gonna bring this into 2022 as well. As far as setting sprays go, I'm still digging, this one's really dirty too, but the Morphe matte setting spray. I've used this to set my tinted moisturizer and it works pretty well. But what I like to use this for is if I've had like a powder foundation on all day or my tinted moisturizer or whatever, and I'm getting ready, I don't have time to like redo everything and I'm getting ready to go out. You spray this on your face, and I did a video on this, but you spray this on your face and then what I do is I take a brush and I just dab it into the skin and you just look like refreshed, like you look mattified, you look poreless, and it really locks it in. For whatever reason, like when you first put on like your powder foundation and then some oils come through, somehow this mixes with those oils and at the end of the day, and it just makes you look like refreshed and stunning and ready to go out in like 2 seconds. So setting sprays, Morphe Matte is where it is at for 2021, and definitely bring this into 2022 as well. All right, I think that's everything that I'm really digging and enjoying right now. I really hope I didn't miss anything. I know this is a little bit longer video for me, but yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, joining me, listening to my favorites of 2021, and I'm excited for 2022 and the content that I'm gonna bring, so hit that subscribe button. Again, if you need any help in the Colorado area for real estate, I am your man. I'm a full-time real estate agent, and yeah, I'm excited to see what 2022 brings. It's been a rough year for 2021, and I'm ready for a change. So anyway, join me on my journey. Thank you so much for checking me out on this one, and I will check you on my next one.